So question 1, you are asked to, using a variable, x or n, for the unknowns, write an expression for these descriptions. So first we've got a number with 4 subtracted from it. X minus 4, n minus 4, all acceptable. 2, a number that has been divided by 2, well, that's my x over 2, and then had 5 subtracted from it. X over 2 minus 5. Please remember, we're going to try in algebra not to use that division symbol, but to write it how? As a fraction, exactly. Part 3, a number that has had 1 added to it, well, there's my x plus 1, and the result multiplied by 9. And we generally put that number in front of the brackets, not after. So 9 times the quantity, x plus 1, that sorts out part A. And if there's questions, just raise your hand, and we'll come right to it. Part B, translate the following expressions into short sentences. Hint, like part A. There should be no numbers written as numbers, but everything should be words. Everything should be words. So this I see, we have 5 increased by a number. 5 increased by a number. If you have something you want to know if it's right, Eloise?
I did 5 plus a number.
Did you write out the word plus?
Yeah.
Absolutely fine. Molly?
For question 2, could we do on the other side?
Yep.
If we did do a divide, would that be right?
You mean a division symbol?
Yeah, division symbol.
Let's try to use fractions.
So
You might get credit for it. I'm not positive. You would definitely get credit for the way this is written. But one of the first things we said in algebra, we're not going to use the times symbol. We'll write the number next to the letter. We're not going to use the division symbol. You're not going to use the division symbol. We're going to write it how, Molly?
as a fraction.
As a fraction. Let's go that way. You go.
For question 1, can you do 5 with some number added to it?
Absolutely.
For question 3, on the other side, I did like exactly that, but along the way.
But what?
Along the way.
Along the way?
Like along the way.
A longer way. Tell me.
The confusion I did x plus 1, then something I did equals like a number, so z times 9. I did it kind of similar.
Can you show it to me? No. Okay, so Tori, this is what we want to see. This is what we're going for. Okay. Moving on. So we've got 3m minus 3. Oh, Dylan, did you have your hand up?
For the first one, can you do a number added on to 5?
A number added on to 5, definitely. Okay, so 3m minus 3. Said 3 times a number reduced by 3. Or 3 less than 3 times a number. Those came to my mind. Anybody want to ask theirs? Dylan?
A number times 3, then 3 subtracted from it.
Excellent. Tori?
3 multiplied by a number, then take away 3.
Excellent. Anybody else? Okay. Part 3. We've got 4x squared. I said 4 times a number squared. If you wanted to put a carefully placed comma there, 4 times, or actually, I'm sorry, I'd probably put it, it's not 4 times a number, it's be 4 times a number squared. Because if we think about our order of operations, our bed mass, what's the first thing we would do? X squared. So it's 4 times a number squared. Anybody want to share theirs? Marco.
Is it okay if you do power of 2 instead of squared?
Pardon?
To the power of 2?
Yes, to the power 2, also acceptable, but all words. No numbers written out. Everything would be a word. Anybody else? Dylan.
This would be wrong, eh? A number times 4 to the power of 2. That's
A
wrong.
number times, yes, it would be. Because the first thing you would want to see, the number squared needs
A number to the power of 3 times.
4 times a number. Yeah, you want to make sure that that squared bit is what's done first. You could say a number squared, then times 4. All right. On to part C. For each set below, write down all the like terms, 2xy and negative 6xy. We know like terms have the same letter or combination of letters. For the next one, 3ab, negative 5ab, and 7ba. Yes, they might not be written in the correct order, but ab and ba are the same letters. Part D, if we need more detail, just say so. Part 1, negative 1. Part 2, 4. Part 3, 14. Part 4, 20. Part 5, 12. And Part 7, 144. Which of those, if any, require a little bit more detail?
Could you just repeat, please? Yeah.
Which one, please?
Just all of them, please.
Just,
All of them, please.
okay. Substituting yz means y times z. And 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Plus 3 is negative 1. Y minus z, y is 2. 2 minus negative 2 minus a minus becomes plus, giving us 4. 3x plus y, 3 times x if x is 4. 3 times 4 is 12. Plus y, 12 plus 2 is 14. Next one, x squared plus y squared. X is 4. 4 squared is 16. Y is 2. 2 squared is 4. 16 plus 4 is 20. 3z squared. First thing I'm going to do is square my z. And negative 2 squared is 4. And 4 times 3 is 12. And lastly, the quantity 3x squared. Since I've got brackets, first I'll take my x, which is 4, times it by 3. 3 times 4 is 12 squared. And 12 squared is 144. Good, Henry?
Yes.
All right. Part E. To calculate the average speed of an object, you divide the distance d it traveled by time t. And that's the s speed equals d divided by t. Mr. Bailey, hey, that's me, drives the 120 miles from South River, New Jersey to Atlantic City, New Jersey in 2 hours. What is his average speed? So by definition, speed s is equal to distance divided by time. What was my distance? 120 miles. What was the time?
2 hours.
So 120 divided by 2, 60 miles per hour.
On average, Mr. Bailey has done
Yep.
60 miles per hour.
Any questions? All right. Next, last part of question 1. To find the energy E of a moving object, you multiply half the mass m by the velocity v squared. And there's the formula given to you. E equals 1/2 mv squared. So we plug everything in. E equals 1/2 mv squared. First thing I do is square my 8. That gives me 64. 1/2 times 10 is 5. 5 times 64 is 320. Questions? Questions? Going once, going twice.